Hey guys, I am back and today I am going to be doing my introduction for Pan Those Eyeshadows, which is a really fun project that's been circulating around YouTube. It was started by Alexi. I will link her channel down below. She no longer makes content from what I understand, but she still has loads of excellent videos to get caught up on, and she's the original creator of this project. And I'm sorry for the background noise. It is unnecessarily hot. I've powdered my face like 4 times today, and we're just gonna have to make do with the background noise because if I turn it off, I will die. So, sorry about that. I want to say, if you missed it, my makeup inventory and how I'm storing it now went up last week, and I will link it down below. I just thought of that because I just was able to reach up, grab a new lipstick, and swap it out for this video, and I just love the way that I have kind of organized things. They're a little bit more spread out now, so I'm hoping that you like it too. And without further ado, let's get into the rules for this project. So I am not going, I'm gonna give myself permission to change the rules if I realize I need to, because I've never done this project before. I've always been a little bit intimidated, but doing my palette spotlight series has made me feel like I can, because I'm more acquainted with the shadows in my collection. So I know more the palettes and things like that. I've used all of them recently, so I feel more comfortable just like randomly picking a shadow to work on. And my Pan That palette, if you're not watching my Pan That palette, I'm going to link it down below with my other project pans, because they're a lot of fun to get caught up on. But my Pan That palette for this year is the Smashbox Cover Shot Matte palette. As you can see, all mattes. So my one rule is, if there are any shades that I roll in that compete with either the shades in this or is an inner corner shade, because I've been trying to use my highlight in my Pan That face palette as an inner corner, because if not, I will be working on that highlighter for decades. Then I will keep it in the project for 1 month, use it, be acquainted with it, see if I can get any progress on it, and then roll it out so that it doesn't like permanently screw with my progress. So like if I roll in a brown, then I'll have it in for a brown like this. I'll have it in for 1 month, use it, and then roll it out the next month. I'm going to try to track uses. I've never done that before with success. For any of my project pans, I've tried to do it before and set usage goals on things, but I tend to forget when I'm getting ready. So I'm gonna maybe do like a post-it system and just have a post-it on top of all of the palettes, and I'll just like tally whenever I use that shadow. That's what I'm thinking might work. And then I'll like move it into a journal when I do my check-ins. So I'm gonna try to track uses, and then if I have a shade in for 3 months and I'm just not digging it, and I've used it at least 15 times, that's generally what people tend to do, then I can roll it out. So that's kind of, those are my 2 rules. If it competes with one of these shades, it's a month. If I'm just not feeling it, but I've used it 15 times, then it's 3 months. So that is all of the rules. I think I'm going to roll in 4 shadows. I know sometimes people do 5. I'm gonna leave it at 4 for now, just to like get a handle on things. And I'm going to use the random number generator on my Texas Instruments calculator. I currently have 29 pans in my collection and 246 eyeshadows with no pan, which is a pan percentage of 10.6%. So I don't really know what my goal is. I think I just kind of want to like try this project out and maybe hit pan on like 3 or 4 shadows in the next 6 months. That seems reasonable, given that I'm also panning other products. And yeah, so that sounds good. So I'm gonna go to probability, random integer, between 1 and 246. and I want to roll out 4 shades. And if I'm gonna reserve the right if there's anything really crazy in there, but like I'm gonna just do these 4 for now. Okay, so that's 27, 58, 100, and 237. So 27 is from my Dusty Rose, and it's the shade Dance in the Dark. 58 is from my Tarte 2017 Holiday Palette, and it's the shade Genie. 100 is from my Laura Mercier Eye Artist Palette, and it's the shade Guava. And 237 is from my Boss Babe Dolly palette, and it's the shade Last Call. So I'm gonna go grab all of those palettes and then we can look at all the shades together. So first I have my MAC Dusty Rose x9 palette, which looks like this, and I got the shade Dance in the Dark, which is this deep brown matte. The shade could almost be used as a black, and that's what it looks like there. It's kind of like a charcoal brown. Then we have the shade Genie from my Tarte 2017, yes, Holiday Palette, which, as you can see, is very small, compact, travel-friendly palette. And the shade Genie is another dark brown. Okay. So that's Dance in the Dark compared to Genie. As you can see, Dance in the Dark is almost black. Then I have Guava from my Laura Mercier Eye Art Artists palette, which is this light sparkly pinky shade. A quick departure from the previous shades collected. And then lastly, we have Last Call from my Buxom Dolly's Wild Side palette, which is this beautiful, right here, this beautiful like peachy color, which was featured in my not my last, but the most recent palette spotlight that I filmed, and my second to last palette spotlight overall, which I will link down below in case you're curious. So yeah, actually I'm gonna link down the palette spotlights for all 4 of these palettes down below, just because why not? You can get a better feel of these shades and these palettes and how I used them. I think these 2 are gonna be super easy to incorporate with the warmer pinky and light brown tones in my Pan That palette. These 2, I'm not so sure as of right now how long they'll be in here. For reference, here is the black and the darkest brown in my Pan That palette, and I think I could argue that these 2 are definitely similar enough to roll out, and I think I might make the same rule for this shade because these 2 are quite similar, even though I do not have any intention to completely use up the black in my Smashbox Cover Shop matte palette. I still want to use up as much as I can of it. So these 2 shades might be ones where I use them for a month and roll in new shades next week, and then I'm curious to see what Guava and Last Call will be looking like next month. So I'm going to insert pictures of well, no, I think you guys got a good look of what all of the palettes are looking like right now. There's Boss Babe Dolly. Here's Laura Mercier. There's some good dips on some of these shades, so maybe I'll hit a bonus pan or two. This one, I feel like I used a ton when I first got it. I like literally every day. It was my only eyeshadow palette for a while. And then I just haven't really touched it much since. So I'm excited to dig back into it. I think that this Indulgent shade is just so beautiful. That like gold shifting purple. And then obviously this MAC Dusty Rose has seen some love as well. So yeah, that is everything that I really wanted to cover in today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. Please let me know what you think of this color story down below. Do you think that these shades are similar enough to use the similar to my Pan That palette rule in the upcoming month? Let me know. And other than that, I hope you're having an incredible, awesome day wherever you are, and that I get to see you in a future video. Thanks, guys.